Okay.
We need to write the speech. Look, he's nodding in agreement with whatever you're saying. Good afternoon, everybody.
Cut.
My name is Joseph Porter, and today I am here to inform you about how to put together a trombone, clean it, and maintain it. But I'd like to start off by telling you a little not commonly known fact for those who aren't musicians. So who of you have ever seen Charlie Brown? Oh, okay, awesome. All right, so how many of you ever heard that crazy sound when the adults talked in that show? Right? Mm-hmm. Did you know that was a trombone player playing in the background? That was recorded. I know, right? It's crazy.
I did not know that.
Anyway, that being said, the trombone does a lot of many diverse things, but if you don't know how to put it together, or the rest of the steps that I've informed you already of, then, of course, that sound would never have been achieved by that person if they didn't know these things. So that being said, first I would like to start off with how to assemble your trombone. So, to start off with, you have a slide on the instrument. You see, this is the outer slide, if everyone can see. So, in order to properly put this together, you have to take the outer slide, slide it over the inner side as like this, making sure to line up this nifty little thing right here with the slide lock. Keeps it put together. Okay, now the next thing you have, now that your slide is put together, you have the bell, as seen here, see? So, what you have to do with that, okay, so there is an attachment part where the bell fits onto the top of the slide, as such, if you see. Put it together, and then it just screws on and secures itself to the slide. And the last part of your trombone that you need to put it together is the tuning slide. This is how you adjust the pitch on your instrument in order to make sure you can play. So it has to be there, otherwise the sound would just come out of the back and sound terrible. So you want to take the larger size and fit it with the larger hole, and the smaller, for those of you who are geometrically challenged. Anyway. That being said, this trombone is going to be a little bit of trouble here. Alright, there you go. You have a trombone that is now thoroughly assembled. Now, you have this trombone, and it gets dirty. You have to know how to clean it in order to keep it working. There's a couple of steps you need to take. The first thing is, you can either just wipe it down with a polishing cloth, as you see if it's not that dirty, or for some of us who use it very consistently, you might have to actually physically wash it. So you could use a bathtub, or you could just use a sink, depending on what you have available to you. But you would just use lukewarm water and soap. But very important about this soap, you don't want to use any abrasive soaps, anything like dishwasher soaps. And you need very mild soap, something that's only going to clean off the gunk and the grime from the interior of it. Now, you have that. You want to use a soft cloth, nothing that's going to scratch the material or tear off the coating on the outside that keeps the trombone looking nice and pretty. Now, that being said, you've rinsed off your trombone, you've used the soap, you've gotten everything out of it. Now you want to make sure you properly dry it off. You could use a polishing cloth, you could use a soft towel, but it's very important, like I said before. Abrasion can ruin the exterior of the instrument, so that's what you want to remember. Now, you know how to clean your trombone, or you have a basic idea of that. The last thing you want to do is be able to physically maintain your trombone. There are things that keep it working properly. You have these things called slide lubrication. You have what I like to use called Slido-Mix. And what it is it's two separate bottles of which you would take the slide, you'd open it up, and what you're doing is physically putting the stuff on the inside of the slide. What that does is if you weren't able to infer on your own, it makes it slide more efficiently and smoothly. So as you're playing, it just makes your job a little bit easier. The last thing for maintaining your instrument is you want to make sure you grease your tuning slides. As you notice when I first put it together, the slide didn't go in very easily. What slide grease does is make that a little bit easier, a little bit smoother, so that when you're playing, you don't want to have to fight over it, especially when you're in the middle of a music piece. You don't have to fight over it. You want it to be nice and smooth, because when you're playing with other people, you want your instrument to be in tune. Now that you know these three things, which is assembly, cleaning, and maintaining of your instrument, hopefully you guys will all want to, and I go, Walk out and go buy your own trombone. Thanks everybody for your time.